Let's see. Tomcat's on Cloud 9, the movie he helped the mayor with. But he didn't act in it, so that's not what I'm looking for. Communal shower. That's more like it. Only suitable for viewers ages 18 and older. Whatever, I'm turning 18 in 2 months. They has to be good enough. Oh wow, there really is a sex video starring Tiamo. So those weird dreams I've been having were actually visions. Visions of things that already happened. But why?
Jaden, are you ready? There may be a bus stop in our street now, but we still have to catch the bus on time, or it will depart without us.
I'm coming. And so are they, it seems. That was fast?
We really have to go now.
Yup.
After visiting the Bells, Prudent took a bus out of town, presumably number 43 to SetsunaMaiou. The witch hunters have always been very active there according to their database, and one of them was even recruited there.
This lines up with Mercury's information. His delivery man was kidnapped by the Children of the Sun and brought to an industrial port near a silver mine. There is only one silver mine close enough to travel to by bus, and one place fitting the overall description.
Port Promise, the southernmost industrial quarter of SetsunaMaiou. If that's where they're hiding, we're going to find them. But they know our faces, so we must send in someone they haven't met.
It took a while to prepare our spy for his mission and come up with the mission itself, but Grande did his best. I don't like it, but all we can do now is wait.
How are you?
Feeling a little sick.
You're nervous. That's normal. What's your name?
Leviathan. Why do you ask? I'm not the one running around in a dress all of a sudden. Well, not anymore. You should tell me your name.
All part of my false identity. I was asking about yours.
Oh. My name is Sean Winters. I look like a clown, and if they ask why my hair is so sticky, I'll tell them I was the star of a birthday party that turned into a Bukake fest.
What is Never mind, I don't even want to know. But you have to take this more seriously.
Sorry, I don't know what's up with my mood swings lately. I just feel weird.
I can't come with you, they might see through my disguise, but I'm always nearby and listening. Your only job is to infiltrate the area and gather intelligence. Find out if the enemy is actually hiding here. Don't mention your false identity unless someone asks. If you think your cover has been compromised, use the code word.
Grand Dane. One of the sea hag's nicknames on Sulani. Easy enough to remember.
Today it is mine. Good luck.
What a lovely day to spend at the lounge. Remember this moment, Uriel. Your parents are now officially the owners of the Sandy Siren.
Oh no. Was it supposed to rain today?
No, but you wanted a lovely day to spend at the lounge, so I thought I'd help out. Because if it's too sunny, people tend to go to the beach instead. You're welcome.
Leviathan, you insolent little pest. Make it stop raining at once.
You're a merman too, Remy. Can't you do something about it?
Nah, he doesn't like embarrassing himself in front of his family. It has happened one too many times.
Let's go inside, AD. We're still opening this lounge today, and one person is already banned from entering.
You know, maybe I should go and talk to the Grand Dame of the Sea. She turned you into a merperson, she can do the same for me, and together, we might be strong enough to keep the weather warm and sunny.
I doubt it. People born with elemental powers will always be stronger than those who receive them later in life, and Leviathan is exceptional even in this regard. Makes you wonder why his parents abandoned him. They could easily have started a dynasty of terror.
Definitely. The rain is bad enough, but did he have to make it so cold as well?
Hello. Are you open?
Our first customer. Sure. Please come in. What can I get you?
To be honest, I'm only seeking shelter from the rain. Foolish of me not to bring an umbrella, but the weather forecast said nothing about precipitation today.
Yeah, tell me about it. Feel free to borrow one of our umbrellas.
Thanks.
Why does everybody hate rain? I don't get it. We drink water, we wash ourselves with water, our bodies even consist mostly of water, just like rain, so where's the harm in it?
That is very true. But when you're on your way to a business appointment, you don't want to get completely soaked before you even arrive.
What business here on Sulani requires you to suit up so formally?
I'm afraid I can't tell you, but I'd like to give you something in return for your hospitality.
That's a scary-looking flower.
Its name is even scarier. Where I live, it's called Death Flower. But don't worry, it's perfectly harmless, and its petals are delicious. Try using them in a cocktail and see for yourself.
Thanks, Mr.
Ash.
Mr. Ash?
Just Ash. Good day.
Wait a second. Who are you? I've never seen you before, and you don't look like the average tourist.
That's because I'm not a tourist, and it's been a while since my last visit. But if you know everybody around here, you must also know how to get from A to B. What's the quickest way to Muap Halam?
Down this path to the beach, hold your head underwater and count to 1,000. You'll drown, but the only thing awaiting you in Muap Halam is death anyway, so if that's what you want, you might as well take a shortcut.
I appreciate the advice, but I hear the behemoth's favorite dish is merfolk meat, and I'm not a merman, so I'll take my chances.
Wait, you know of the behemoth? Then you should also know that they eat anything that enters their valley, not just merfolk, and they're not even the only threat there. Ever heard of Mount Magma?
Yes, in fact, that's exactly where I'm headed. Excuse me.
You're a strange one, mate. Grande, can you hear me? I just entered some kind of bar, and I think I've found Prudence Lacroix.
You think? Are you sure?
Yes.
Leviathan, this is important. On a scale of 1 to 10, how sure are you?
11. She looks exactly like the woman in the photos of this year's mayoral campaign that the Mammini showed me. Not the silly one with the cat ears, but the one making a face like she hasn't gotten laid in 50 years.
That's a very rude thing to say, but I think you're onto something. So she's actually alive. Wow. I couldn't believe it, even after she showed up at the Bell's house. Anybody else you recognize?
If you see a blonde guy in his 40s with a weird undercut, that could be Sven Doughty. He's the one who came after me in Brindleton Bay.
There's also a woman with striking red hair in a bun and huge glasses. I don't know her name, but she led the group of witch hunters that came to City Hall when we pretended to hold the mayor hostage.
That Asian guy, I think his name is Bobo, used to be a burglar with an old-fashioned bow and arrow until he somehow ended up with the Children of the Sun.
They're all here, Grande. At least the ones we know. It's weird how normal they look in a place like this. Must be their hangout or something. What do I do now?
You've completed the mission objective by locating the witch hunter's new hideout. Meet me at the rendezvous point. We're going home.
Okay. Oh.
Careful there. You almost knocked me over.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I should go.
What's the matter? I can tell you're afraid of something. Want to talk about it? You can trust me. I'm a psychologist.
No new message from Grundy, which means they have nothing to report yet.
Or they both got caught and simply didn't have time to update us.
If that were the case, I would know about it because the potion in my bag would start boiling. The very same protection magic you used on Sulani, remember?
I remember that we never learned how Loki obtained the required blood sample.
Except a guardian charm won't do shit if the hunter's new hideout is protected from magic, like the old one was. The signal wouldn't even get through to us. Who knows what kind of danger Leviathan could be in at this very moment.
Why are you so nervous? You're the one who originally suggested sending him on this mission.
I know, and I felt fairly confident about it back then, but now, I have a bad feeling.
Guys, you don't all have to watch over me every single day. I've been coming here for over a week now, no attacks so far, and if something does happen, I'm not alone. Elise lives in the dorm next door and works here too.
Can Elise stop time for witch hunters wearing their magic-proof rings though? No, because no magic works on them, but other things do, like guns. And this handbag has room for more than just a potion.
Okay, you've seen that I'm still alive and well. Now excuse me while I go to have lunch with my friends, like a normal student.
You've got to hand it to Evelyn. University life becomes her. The outfits she's wearing these days are definitely a step up from her boring housewife attire.
I like that she's here, because I'm picturing her husband going crazy from suddenly having to wipe his butt and flush the loo all by himself. Hopefully that won't change again once she inevitably learns that her toxic old friend is back from the dead.
Her kids haven't told her about Prudence's surprise visit.
Probably not, otherwise she would have mentioned it to Wilbica by now. But Rainbow Head doesn't want to upset her, and Daisy only speaks when the world burns.
The more important question is, what happened to the present box Prudence brought? What was inside anyway?
Yes? No. No, I didn't order that. And I never will. Fuck you and your entire species.
I take it that wasn't Grande or Leviathan.
A phone salesman, can you believe it?
Yeah, Mom has a thing about those.
Don't worry about them, they'll go extinct in the future. I'm more worried about other things right now.
Don't be shy, Sean. Order whatever you want. You're our guest today.
Thanks. But why are you doing this?
Because my mother thought you looked anxious and couldn't let you leave like that. She constantly worries about everybody, even strangers.
Okay, well. That peanut butter pickle sandwich looks nice, but I'm also really into Nutella since I moved here. Can I get the pickle sandwich, but with Nutella instead of peanut butter?
Gross.
Probably. I just need to check if we still have any Nutella. Just a second.
Goodness, what a strange combination. If I didn't know any better, I'd think her pregnant.
You're laughing at it now, Allison, but that's actually harmless compared to all the outlandish food cravings you had when you were pregnant with our child.
You two have a child? Isn't that a little dangerous in your line of work?
The only one living dangerously right now is you, Leviathan. Watch your tongue.
I mean, didn't you say you studied aliens at La Fiesta Tech?
Astrobiology, among other things, yes.
But professionally, you're a mechanical engineer. What if the machines or the aliens you're working with decide to turn against you someday? Sounds very dangerous to me.
No need to worry. Sven and I know exactly what to do in such cases.
And their son is old enough to take care of himself too. He is currently in his last year at school and wants to study in Brightchester next year.
Good to know. Stay on it.
Prudence, can I talk to you? In private?
Sure. I'll be right back.
Does your son go to school around here?
No. He lives with my brother in Windenburg. His name is Camillo.
How unusual. Was he named after someone famous?
No one famous, but someone who meant a lot to me. Their name was Camille, and they were murdered by a vampire.
Allison, I'm sure he didn't want to know that.
But he should. Everyone should know that vampires exist, and how dangerous they are.
Yeah, I hate vampires. Witches too, and especially merfolk. They constantly use their powers to make normal people's lives miserable. If it were up to me, I'd have them all lined up and shot.
Easy there. I see what you're trying to do, but don't lay it on too thick.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. I agree with you 100%.
Guys, there's something we'd like to show you in the other room. You too, Sean. Come with us.
Are you sure? I don't want to intrude or anything.
Trust me, you'll want to see this.
You know, if you don't want me to tell anyone that you've been stalking me, I won't. Just please stop it, or do it more discreetly, because right now it's really distracting.
Yeah, I have that effect on people, especially men with good taste, if you take my meaning.
And you should work on your flirting technique too. Things can get awkward quickly if you don't know who you're talking to. Besides, don't you think I'm a little bit out of your league? How old are you? 16, 17?
I turned 4 last year.
How so? Do you only grow older every leap year?
Finally someone who gets it. But I wasn't flirting with you. Not that it matters. Age is just a number anyway.
Well, where I come from, there are certain laws attached to those numbers. To all numbers actually. Did you know that 4 is the number of death?
Cool. Why are you telling me this?
I figured it might interest you, since you claim to be 4 years old. Want to talk about something else? There has to be a reason you followed me after all. Or are you really just that curious about the business affairs of some random stranger?
Run.
It's the behemoth.
Ouch.
So now we're going to die, according to you. What if I don't want to?
Okay, you're going to have to teach me that one.
Are you alright, young lady?
I'm cold and disappointed. Oh well, it's my own fault. Everybody told me not to come here, but I came anyway.
Hey, you're the daughter of those two lunatics leading the cult of the Divine Oracle. What were you doing here? Trying to convert the behemoth?
Not that it concerns you, but yes. I was hoping they could be reasoned with. And my name is Shannon, by the way.
I take it that other motorboat is yours then. Get on it and ride home. You're not safe here.
That was the plan. Thank you for whatever you did to keep them from catching up to me. And be safe.
Interesting that she of all people chose to come here. There's an urban legend about the behemoth being the descendants of dinosaurs and her kind.
No way.
How come I hadn't seen this before?
Because porn goes against our Christian values. Remember Sodom and Gomorrah? And I think we've seen enough.
Are you okay? If you need help, just say the word and I'll be there.
I seem to recall you claiming that you hate vampires. You don't seem to mind fornicating with them though.
Excuse me, but I didn't.
Didn't do what? Was that not you in that video with Tiamo Mammini?
So that's his name? He never told me. Neither his name nor that he was a vampire.
He's a world-famous celebrity. None that I was ever a fan of, but still.
Even if you honestly didn't know who he was, how could you possibly overlook his sharp teeth, those glowing red eyes, and all the other telltale signs that scream vampire?
I just moved here from Sulani. Believe it or not, we don't care much about celebrities there, or vampires. Me especially, I lived a rather secluded life. Most of the time, it was just me and the Grand Dame of the Sea.
On my way. Damn. These shoes? What have you done?
Just as I thought. He's with the Mamminis. And so is this guy, I assume.
Of course he is. Why do you think I kept him here?
No.
Shit. Mum, I think Lev is in trouble.
The potion was indeed boiling, but it stopped. What does that mean?
He's not dead though, is he?
No, or else the bottle would have exploded. But something definitely happened. You should call Grande.
How did you do that?
I did a lot of things today. Anything more specific?
We walked straight through the behemoth's village while they were watching, and they didn't even flash their teeth at us. I've never seen them this calm and non-threatening.
What gives you the idea that it had anything to do with me, and not with your calming presence?
Because my presence is anything but calming. The people of Ohanali town treat me like a harbinger of destruction.
I noticed. But you're not entirely without blame in this regard, are you? I get the impression that you're doing this on purpose, as if you want people to hate you.
Hate me? No. But if they don't get me, they're not the right company. And I have yet to meet someone who gets me. Which is weird, because Sulani is my home. It's the only world I've ever known. You'd think there should be someone here who is like me, but there isn't, and sometimes I feel like a fish out of water because of it. Like I don't actually belong here. But where else can I go, if not even my parents wanted me?
Listen, it's not your fault that they abandoned you, it's theirs. You can hate them for it, they probably hate themselves too, but don't let that define you. If nobody is paving the way for you, you have to do it yourself. So what if it leads you in a different direction than other people? Doesn't mean they're right and you're wrong. You do you, always, because when push comes to shove, the only person you can rely on is you.
That's not something you hear from a stranger every day.
And it's the only piece of advice I have time for today. I still have a business meeting to attend, and you can't come with me. There's an underwater tunnel connecting this hot spring to the open sea, among other places, the best route to avoid the behemoth.
But I still have so many... Ash.
And so you're abandoning him. Again.
We were never supposed to meet. I came here for an angel's blessing, and just happened to run into him.
But that blessing is still for him, I assume. So why is it a bad thing that you met? Doesn't he deserve to know that he has a father who watches over him?
You think so? I impregnated a mere woman who then died giving birth to him, because everything I touch freezes and dies. Then I left him to fend for himself. I have no right to call myself his father, just like you have no right to act like you care. He was barely a day old when you suggested killing him.
The flow of time has changed my mind about his mere existence posing a threat to the natural order. His powers are still dangerous though, and I can't keep turning a blind eye to it, just because he's your son. If you leave him here, and he goes too far,
you'll have to kill him after all. But give me that blessing first. I can't do it myself in this case, because you know, trying to bless yourself is like trying to tickle yourself. It just doesn't work. I'll owe you a favor in return.
One of your famous dolls. I see you've thought of everything.
Except for that one time in the past I came to visit you and made a big mistake. I should go, before I make another one. Because as usual, you were right. Bad things happen whenever we meet in this world.
Well, you have my blessing.
Thank you. Goodbye, Joe Fiel.
Goodbye, Azrael.